We got to talk about this Grammy shit. Like, okay, it's one thing to come from here and, you know, then you managed by Rock Nation. This is big shit. But when you got the Grammy, and we spoke on Nelson earlier, when you got the Grammy, it's like equivalent to when Nelson made the All-Star game. It's just like that. It's like I'm here, like I'm being recognized for my accomplishments. Mm-hmm. How was it when you got that call that you won a Grammy with Bubbling?
I found out. So I found out like in October. You find out if you nominated. So I was in Miami, and Anderson .Paak texted me like, "Yo, what we wearing to the Grammys?" I'm like, "Wow, this record is really nominated for a Grammy." So that was it. I didn't think I was gonna win or anything like that because it was like it was like Cardi B and like Drake and like Future and Kendrick Lamar in the category.
But Anderson was killing shit at that time.
But I was like, all right, I'm here. You know what I mean? Like you said, it's like making it to the All-Stars. It's like, all right, yo, I'm in the mix. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So when Grammy came, Grammy weekend is always on my birthday. So I always go out LA to work. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so I ended up going. Me and Jackie we wound up going to Vegas, and you know, I'm just going crazy. I'm just getting lit every night, turning up, having fun, enjoying myself. Because it's like, I don't think I'm gonna win, but I'm hyped. I'm grateful to even be acknowledged. You know what I'm saying? Because that record was a record that I really like, and it's always good for like those type of records with that type of artist to be acknowledged. You know what I'm saying? So when we got to LA, my family came out, and we was just turning up. And the funny thing about it is, me and Anderson .Paak birthday on the same day.
Say word.
Yeah, February 8th. So he had a party 2 nights. That's a funny story. So he had a party like 2 nights before the Grammys. And man, I got tore up, man. I got tore up bad. And I ended up going to the Rock Nation brunch the next day. And I never forget, we got into the Escalade. And it's like maybe like 10 Escalades behind me. We get to the top of the hill where the party is at. I'm like, yo, I tell Rata, yo, you gotta let me out, man. I gotta throw up.
Yeah.
So all the celebrities is watching me on the side of the hill, throwing up in this bag. And then our security is like, I was hungover at the Rock Nation brunch, man.
Yeah. Was that the first one?
I ran into Mickey like, yo, boy, you had a long night, man.
Yeah. Was that the first Rock Nation brunch? Or?
No, this was probably like, this was like 2 years ago.
Okay, all right.
So this is like this is 2 years ago, 2019. No, it was 2019. Yeah. So, like that whole time I was just turning up like crazy, going crazy.
Yeah.
So, you know, so we on our way, we late because we turned up the night before. I'm hungover, and we late and we on our way. Some told me to check my Twitter, and I checks it. You know what I mean? And like my whole mentions is flooded. I got like 2,000 mentions. I'm like, what the hell?
Shit.
And then I've checked, and it was like Rock Nation had congratulated me. My publisher Warner congratulated me on winning the Grammy. I'm like, holy shit, I won! Oh my God, this is crazy.
Yo,
you know what I mean? And I never forget, we was hyped, and they was like, yo, I'm like, yo. We go on a red car, we take pictures, and we going back, and we turning up again. You know what I mean? And that's how it happened, man. We dip. You know what I mean? We dip.
How did that song come about? How did you all even?
That song. So he followed me on Twitter, and I was a fan of his. And I was like, yo, let me send you some joints. No. He hit me up. He's like, yo, send me some joints. I'm like, all right, cool. I sent him like 100 beats, and he did a whole bunch of. We got a whole bunch of records.
Yeah.
And Bubbling was one of them, and he ended up going on. He sent me Bubbling, and then he ended up going on tour. And when he got off tour, he was playing a bunch of records for Dr. Dre, and Dr. Dre heard it, and he was like, "Yo, what the fuck is this? This is crazy,
nigga."
He was like, "I ain't never heard nothing like this before," and he was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Yo." Dr. Dre's like, yo, we putting this shit out ASAP. Let's handle this business. We putting this out ASAP.
Yeah.
So he was like, yo, send the stems. We about to put this joint out. And then, a lot of people don't know, I actually won my Grammy with Dr. Dre. He mixed the record. Yeah, he mixed it. Yep.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yep. He mixed it.
That's one thing I didn't know.
Yep. He mixed the record. He got the drum sounding crazy on there.
Yeah, the shit was clear, crystal clear.
Yep.
Did you get to meet Dre?
I never got to meet Dre. Never.
No?
That's the only. I've met everybody but Dr. Dre.
So who are some of the other producers? I know you mentioned Just Blaze.
I met Pharrell. I met Just Blaze. I met Swiss, Kanye.
You got any work with Kanye? Did you have any work with him yet?
A lot of people don't know. Kanye co-produced Burn. He did something with the brass horns on there. Honestly, I think Kanye got my tag taken off of there too. He was hating a little bit.
Yeah, but he got a little bit of hating. That's what he into.
No, I don't think he understood at the time. He didn't like the fact that, like, our generation was putting the tag on the beats.
I was about to say he's a traditionalist.
And he was telling, I swear to God, listen, this, if I'm lying or flying, I remember being in the studio with Big Sean, and Sean was like, yo, Kanye don't get it. Like, he was like, yo, why he keep putting them? So, because Kanye had a pack of my beats. I don't even know how he had my beats, but Kanye, he was fucking with, Sean was saying he was fucking with my beats, but he hated the tag. Yeah. Like, he didn't want the tag on there. He didn't want no tags on his beats. And that was crazy. But he touched up Burn. That's the crazy thing about it. He didn't want any credit or nothing like that.
So you done worked. So indirectly, you done worked with Dr. Dre and Kanye.
For sure.
Jesus Christ! You got any stories about Pharrell? A time that you was with Pharrell?
Nah, it was just a what's up. You know what I mean? It wasn't nothing too crazy.
Little
you know what I mean?
producer
we was
respect.
in the same place at the same time, and it was just respect between both of us. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And you co-produced the Bubbling with Ant-Man.
Ant-Man Wonder. So Ant-Man Wonder is his producer, but he does like samples. So he ended up putting out this album. I was just a fan of him as a musician. Mm-hmm. So it was just like, you know how like a band will play something, and then you would take their stuff and then make the beat. So it was like I sampled him, but I let him get like producer credits. You know what I mean? Because he was coming up, he was trying to get in the game. You feel what I'm saying? So he ended up winning the Grammy with me.
And that's what I was going to ask you. I didn't know how the actual co-producing of that actual record happened, and what you saying.
No, I flat out created that beat.
Yeah,
but I sampled something. He gave me. I took his sample and then made the beat out of it.
Everybody,
you know what I mean? But Ant-Man's my guy. I did the same thing with Rick Ross. What was it? Crocodile Python.
Okay, all right.
You know what I mean?
Where's Ant-Man from? Where's Ant-Man Wonder?
He from Philly.
He from Philly? Okay, just wanted to give him a shout out, make sure.
Ant-Man, that's my guy.
Damn, I wish you didn't. So you wasn't in the studio with Anderson .Paak when he.
Nah, I think he was like in and out of tour or something like that.
Yeah, that.
But I definitely wasn't in the studio making that.
Nigga, when that bubbling.
But I was in the studio making a couple records. I ended up doing a remix for Come Down too with Ty Dolla $ign and Schoolboy Q. That was the first joint I did with him though.
Yeah. Talk to me again. The bubbling is another example of your range. Talk to me about your range and how you develop like your sound now.
Yeah. I like to just do me, but I like to bring people in my world, but I also like to do what they like to do too. I just know that he was just like a different type of artist. So with that sample, you know what I mean? Like I already like knew, like when he asked me for beats, I already knew like, all right, cool. I'm gonna kind of like do some different shit. When I do this pack, when I make this folder, I'm gonna just do some different shit, like, but I'm gonna bring him into my world. Like I'm gonna have some different sound and shit. It ain't gonna sound like I'm a boss, but it might have that same effect as far as the drums and stuff like that. Okay. And I never really try to shy away from like my style unless I'm doing stuff like Lemonade Mimosas for Currency and like Crocodile Python for like Rick Ross.
Because that's more of your soul bag. That's more of your soul bag.
Right.
That's right now when I hear your stuff, I told you earlier, stadium. It sounds like you on some stadium music type of shit. Is that correct?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I always had those little bags, like even like
it sounds bigger though.
Like when I did like Jeezy, Nah Broke. That's like a big record.
Big as shit. It's big.
The only reason why that wasn't a single because Wayne ended up, he didn't take the beat and put it out. He did that beat, but it leaked right before we was putting that out as a single for his album. And Jeezy was sick, but he understood though. He was like, damn, man. You know what I mean? Because at the time we was working with him heavy, me and Tone out in Miami. Mm-hmm. And he was salty about that because he was salty at Wayne and them. Not really salty like on some beef shit, but he was just mad that it like leaked because he really loved that record. But like that sound, it's just like a full like that's when I get in my bag with the melodies and like the chords and the pads and stuff like that, to where as though it's the melody that's really driven other than the drums. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But to answer your question, like even now, like I want to do something that's gonna kind of change the game again and do something really big. You know what I mean?
You on the verge, because all them the snippets that you be releasing, I'm like, oh, this shit, it just sounds so huge, and that's just coming from my phone. I can imagine what it sounds like coming through them damn studio speakers, and that shit would probably shake my goddamn heart.
Thank you.
But I love it. I love it because
Appreciate it.
I can just like you continue to grow. Like you doing records with pop artists, and
Thank you.
Tell me about the pop lane. Like,
yeah, so I mean, my first shot with that was I think it was Leona Lewis.
Leona
I ended
Lewis,
up going
yeah.
out to London and working on her project and doing something with her and Donald Glover. You know what I mean? And that was like my first like real like intro into like the pop world. And then I got to do like Fan of a Fan with Chris Brown. Got the executive produce that with Kevin McCall. And Prince, I got to do that joint with Prince.
No, the Prince, the purple Prince,
yeah.
With the ass out Prince.
Yeah, I was on his last album. Yep.
You met him?
I never met the nigga.
So you got a Prince story?
Nah, I don't got a Prince story. I wish I did.
Yeah, the nigga just blew my fucking mind, Dre. Yeah. Yo, nigga, I'm like, what?
Yeah. But that was surreal because technically he sampled it and I had to go in and change some stuff.
Yeah.
So I did the record initially with Mila J.
I fuck with she's
She's
beautiful.
fire, right? Yeah. And for those who don't know, that's Janae Eichel's sister.
Yeah.
And I did her whole project, you know what I mean? And then he just was a fan of her stuff and a fan of the stuff that we did.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, Prince is a fan of my shit. This is the
in.
greatest artist to me of all time,
Nigga.
you know what I mean? And we ended up being on his album, and it just was a blessing, man. And then he passed away. But I don't know, man. I think that's my biggest, I think that's bigger than a Grammy, honestly, because like
being recognized by Prince,
because he's the best ever to me. Like I think he's like Michael Jordan, you know what I mean? He's the GOAT as far as like musicians, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the art, you know what I mean? So I don't know, man. That was just surreal too.
My nigga, you just blew my mind with just mentioning Prince and like, how the fuck do you just?
I'm gonna send you that track too.
Please do, nigga. Please do, cause working with Prince and you got Dre and like my nigga, like I'm glad I did this, cause I'm getting you giving me jewels that I had no clue about.
I was going, you know what I mean?
Oh my God, this is fucking dope. You just blew my mind, y'all. Just mentioning that like fucking Prince, like you on Prince radar, cause anytime you hear somebody, like every Prince story is a great story. Even that little bit of a story. Yeah. Is a great story. Every Prince story is great.
Yeah, we was shocked, man. We couldn't believe it. You know what I mean?
That is crazy. I asked you if you had a chance to speak to him because he's always, when he speaks to other artists, it's always about ownership.
Right. I don't think I got a chance. He had died like right after that. That was the crazy thing about it. You know what I mean? Right before I probably would have had a chance to work on more music with him. You know what I mean?
Fuck yeah, if he was on his radar.
Yeah, I didn't get that chance.
Man, but, Jesus Christ, fucking Prince. I gotta come back. I gotta come back to life right now. Damn. I think you just blew my mind. I swear to God, you just mentioned Prince and Dr. Dre in the same goddamn sentence. It's just like it just blew my fucking mind.